How to replace your job income. I love this one, and I have a 90-day plan. I'm going to give you every detail, so get a pen and paper out. The first thing we're going to talk about is how do you start the business that's going to replace that income? Because a lot of you don't even do that formula right, which is where you go wrong. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, you're not going to replace your income if you're going to get out in 90 days. I'm going to give you a whole formula. The next thing we're going to talk about is what are the legal and financial setups? You have to be incorporated or all of this isn't going to work because you're going to end up overpaying taxes. And the last thing we're going to talk about is just immediate income generating strategies. How do you get some money going now while you're still full-time at your job? This is the biggest catch 22 that you're all going to have. So let's begin with how do you just generate more income? How do you generate more income? By starting your own business. Now, you could go towards the investing routes if you're like a really busy employee, right? I have a lot of engineers, I have a lot of doctors, I have lawyers, I have firefighters, I have military, I have lots of people. They'll lean towards real estate investing, fixing, flipping, storage, RV, like those kinds, which are going to be a heavier cost lift to get started, and you have later passive income. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about just immediate, even if you picked real estate, I'm going to talk about immediate generating income ideas like today, tomorrow. And a lot of you're not set up technically to do it, so we'll get to that as well. We got a lot to share. So how do you get your own business started? Well, first of all, like I call it your 21st century lemonade stand. So I don't want you to go into this whole long process of, doing a ton of market research. I want a little market research. I want to know that you can sell some stuff. I want to know that there's a problem you're going to solve, and how quickly can you get to revenue is really your goal. So your first business should be the easy one. It should be whatever you can do in your skill sets. It's already how you've been paid. In fact, in the description below, I give a skill set analyzer. So just take that really quickly. You've all been paid to do something. It drives me crazy when I talk to people and they say, well, I'm not an expert in anything. You are too. You've been paid to do something probably since you were a teenager. So one of my first businesses, because I was at the gym all the time and I went to school as a student athlete, was a personal training business. So I was 17, I started personal training, then I started aerobics instruction, then I added swimming lessons, then I added very specialized disability swimming lessons, which I got to double my rate for. So I would just add on things that I was already doing, but I would make it a business and charge to the market. So a lot of you, there's already things you know how to do that are easy. They're hobbies. They're things you're already doing. You're just not charging. You're not organized in two things. You don't have a team. You don't have a system to actually get the business moving. So really critical. The second piece is the financial and legal. You've got to get incorporated. I teach a whole concept called living corporate life. So if when you're 18 and older, you need a company. If you're 18 and 17 and younger, you still can have a company. Your parents need to own it or your guardian needs to own it with the intent of handing it to you when you actually grow into your 18th birthday. Now you're an adult, now you can go. Again, back to real estate, you may want to use that more as a passive investment tool, but you, the business, get it as something you can generate a lot of cash. Since COVID, there have been so many online businesses pop up that drop ship a lot of product. You can be an affiliate of other products. When I first started, my fast and first millionaire was made under the Rich Dad Poor Dad brand. So I sold enough cash flow games and the Rich Dad Poor Dad books and their whole series. I also added my own financial coaching. So all that service work was mine and 100% my revenue because I had to share the game and product revenue with the Rich Dad Poor Dad organization. So what is it that you do now? What's super quick, super fast in your skill set that we can put a company around? And typically that would probably be either an S Corp or an LLC until we get going. Once you get to that 150, 200, 250 mark, you need to add another company. And there's just a bigger corporate structure to reduce your taxes. Now let's get to that specific formula. How do you get out of this job in 90 days? So it is about getting incorporated. It's about getting corporate structure, your banking set. So you want to get your financial foundation of the business set. Well, my teams can do that in a minute for you. And then you're going to start making some revenue. There's 2 tickets to our Millionaire Intensive. I always give them away. They're a stock giveaway here on my YouTube channel because I want you there learning corporate life. But more importantly, to the context of this, I need you there 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock Pacific to be in my marketplace. Sell your stuff, test your market. Like say you go out one marketplace and are intensive and not a lot of people bought from you. So you'll have a few weeks to make some adjustments. You'll come to our fast cash coaching calls and we'll help you get those adjustments so you give an offer that you can go quicker with. Now remember, just as far as the team of this is you and a full-time job. And if you're commuting because you live in a big city, you're not doing just 40 hours. You're doing 50, 60 hours with all your commute time. So you got to say, well, where do I have time to do this? Well, I did this transition. I was a very high paid and I was buried. I had 82 people working for, I had so much going on. I had 82 people working for me. And when I jumped out of Chevron, I did this. I said, I set my targets on when I was leaving. I wanted it to be 90 days to 120 days. I wanted to change into their company hiring my company, not me as an employee. So I needed to kind of shift that role. So knowing that I had this intention, first of all, I started treating my job like it was a contract. Like I was actually a business working for their business. So it shifted my performance to be more entrepreneurial instead of being an employee. You stop going to lunch with employees and you spend your breakfast, you spend your lunches, you spend after work, you get out of there and you get right back to your business. So you've got to carve out time. Remember, employees talk to employees and usually whine about their work. Entrepreneurs hang out with entrepreneurs and actually dream big and come up with new ideas and problem solve. So who do you want to be in this? And you can be both. It's just in your employee identity, which I was an exercise physiologist at Chevron. So when I jumped and I went to Rich Dad Poor Dad, I mean, my identity was huge. And a lot of you don't plan for that identity change, where most of my whole adult career at that point was an exercise physiologist. I was working for the medical department at Chevron. And now I'm going to go sell a cash flow game and teach financial literacy. I mean, the leap was enormous, but I knew I needed to get games sold. I needed to supplement it with coaching on how to play the game and how to actually put Rich Dad Poor Dad in your life so that I could have a $2,500, $5,000 ticket. So I needed to sell, which was my coaching time. So when I started for, I think it was $5,000 for the whole year, like $600 a month. It was ridiculously cheap, but I got started and I got revenue and I got it right away. So we have some what I call fast cash techniques. We're going to get you up and running. So a lot of you, you're going to need marketing, sales, and cash flow as a skill set. Those are new skill sets that are not taught as an employee. And even if you've gone to the greatest school, I can promise you those three skill sets from an entrepreneur, not an employee, is critical. Before I give you the formula, I'm going to give you the formula in just a minute. I need you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to click that notification button. I want you here 5 days a week with your family. Get your kids involved in this. Your kids could start a company. You could just put a family company, LLC together, something like that, and you and all your kids work within there and their different skill sets and just provide different income sources. Like maybe your daughter or your son nanny, somebody walks the dog, somebody does snow removal. You could have all sorts of home services inside of a family company. Now you get to write off your entire family home plan, your phone plan. You get to write off vehicles. You get to write off for certain director benefits. You get to go on business trips. There's so many advantages to living corporate life I can't wait to share with you. But let's get back to that formula. The formula in 90 days is you're not going to replace your income. You're going to replace half of your take-home cash. So write that down. So if you're making, say, $60,000 for easy math, maybe you take home $4,000 a month, right? Because you pay the rest in taxes, Social Security, all that. So if your take-home is $4,000 a month, you're only going to replace $2,000 while you're full-time. Then you're going to quit. So your goal is to replace half of your take-home cash within a 90-day period and then quit. Because now you're buying back 40 to 60 hours of your life where you're all in. By then your marketing should be up. If you don't have marketing, for $297 a month, let's let our team do it for you. It's super simple, super easy, called askrms.com. So go to AskRMS, stands for Rapid Marketing System. Let's get you a database, get you a landing page on your offer. I don't care if you're selling dogs. I don't care if you're selling swine. I don't care if you're selling a porta potty. I don't care what it is you're selling. You need to get something up because your website is your brochure to the world and they're going to go look at you first. So these are just some basic stock things. The two engines that start every company that'll help you get out of your job is getting that corporate structure set up right away and getting RMS, some database form that all your leads can come into so we get you to revenue. Ramping up your revenue so you can replace half of your take-home cash is not difficult. It's different. So what are some fast cash techniques, right? So anything service related, like reports. For those of you, as I mentioned from the beginning of the video, if you're going to be in real estate, sell a cash flow report. Where are the best, cash flow, zip codes in the country? Where's the cash buyers mostly buying? What states? You can put together these reports. All this information is totally available on the internet. But you can put it into a consolidated report, sell it for $10, $12, $17, $20. You need to sell the education so you get a following of people around you. Then you have a whole database of people to sell to later, not just in the moment, especially real estate. So many of you make that mistake with big ticket items, real estate, insurance, financial planning, where you want to sell some big ticket. They don't know you. You have to sell education and small ticket reports to get a database, get a newsletter, do whatever you're going to do, but get education out front on these landing pages so people start knowing, liking, and trusting you. And then when it is time to buy real estate or it's time to buy a dog or whatever it is you're doing, you're actually the source they come back to because you're in constant communication with them. That's marketing. So absolutely critical. You get incorporated, you get that database. Those are the two engines that drive the company. I'd love to see you at my Millionaire Intensive. Again, grab those tickets in the description. At any point, just ask me a question and we put all these videos around your comments and what questions you have. So whether the comments put something in or go to Ask Loral, AskLoral, ask a question. question, make a request. We'll be back here tomorrow.